Boy, did I screw up, and I got the wrong omnibus. Hello, friends. Welcome back to John's Comics with Kids, and a kind of a bummer of a video because I got to talk about the challenges when it comes to being an omnibus reader and an omnibus collector. So, thank you for being here. Hit that smash that like button and hang out for a little bit. I want to talk about specifically the Chris Claremont Uncanny X-Men Volume 5 omnibus. This is the cover that I got on mine, and maybe you have the alternative one. This one is going to eat at me a little bit. This is the wrong book to buy. And let me hope that you can learn from my mistake. If you saw the thumbnail for this video, there's another omnibus on there, and this one looks a little different. It's called Mutant Massacre Prelude. And it's got either this Doom cover or, as I recently purchased, it has this giant size X-Men homage cover as well. I'm going to tell you why I bought the wrong one. I bought volume 5 originally. I bought this cover assuming that it would be the next logical purchase if I want to keep collecting Chris Claremont's Uncanny X-Men. The problem is this is the moment when Marvel decided they wanted to start doing their omnis different when it comes to this era of X-Men. And they started producing what I would call event omnibus. And each one of them basically covers whatever Claremont was doing in Uncanny, as well as the surrounding storylines leading into and out of various events. Now, historically, that's because we are entering in that mid 80s range, the event era, right? Coming out of Secret Wars, Marvel sees there's money on the table and they want to start producing more events, more big stories. And those crossovers between other books make it difficult for an omnibus reader. You can't simply call it a Chris Claremont omnibus and then also throw in all these other books from all these other writers. That's where they got me. So I bought volume 5 thinking, well, that's the next one, and I'll get volume 6 and on and on and on. They decided they're not going to produce those anymore, and instead they've finished. For those that don't know, if you had been purchasing them as they were produced, they're done. They've produced all the omnibuses that cover the Claremont era. They're just scattered through these event omnis. So I had to go out recently and buy this Prelude to Mutant Massacre omnibus. And as I mentioned, I chose this other cover because it was a little cheaper and I could get it and not feel as guilty about this mistake. Let's compare them side by side and maybe it'll help understand what I'm talking about. The Prelude Omni, as you can see, has the Uncanny issues, it has the annuals, it has the New Mutants Special Edition and the New Mutants Annual. It has the Nightcrawler 4-issue miniseries, the Long Shot 1 through 6. But here's where it varies. Those are all in this other omnibus down here, the Volume 5 omnibus. However, the Prelude omnibus also includes an Avengers issue, an FF issue, X Factor 1 through 8, and the annual, Iron Man, an issue from Iron Man Annual, Amazing Spider-Man 282, which is a coming out of I think a Secret Wars related storyline, and of course the Marvel Fanfare issues, and it adds 2 classic X-Men issues to sort of, I guess, bolster the substance a little bit. So it has all the same stuff that you found in that Volume 5 Claremont omnibus that I bought, but they've now added in all these other pieces that lead you into the next omnibus, which is the Mutant Massacre omnibus. So I did it. I bought the wrong one, and now I'm stuck kind of trying to figure out how to navigate this. And I've got to figure out a way to then get all the other omnis because there's about 7 more to get if I want to complete the run of Chris Claremont's time on Uncanny X-Men. That's a lot of omnis. It's a lot of Follow the Mutants. It's a lot of event storylines collected into these collected editions. So it leaves us in a very tricky place as a collector. I understand why they did it. I just feel like they didn't explain their thinking well enough, or at least didn't connect to their audience well enough, because I would have been the person buying all of those when they were released, and that information didn't get to me the way it should have. So I'm here to help you learn from my mistake and better understand this. So it what does this mean for me? It means I've had to hunt down that other omnibus, and it means that I'm going to start having to look for all these event omnis, because not a lot of them are still in print, because they go in and out of print like Disney used to put their movies in the vault. So it's a matter of getting them on the sly or waiting for a second printing or whatever they're on now. That's kind of where I'm at and the challenge that I'm dealing with. Uh, at some point, I may have to create a video, mostly just for me, breaking down the order that they go in so that you can maybe, along with me, better understand this. But that's where I'm at now. Is I've purchased this Prelude omnibus, and I've purchased the Mutant Massacre omnibus, which are basically a one-two punch that covers that storyline. It takes you basically into the like 212, 215 range of Uncanny. And then it just sort of stops. And then there's another omnibus after that, and on and on and on. But for now, I just wanted you to understand the mistake I made and hopefully save you from making that mistake. Because for in my opinion, this is an absolutely worthless omnibus in a lot of ways, because all that information is collected here and you don't need it twice, right? Like it's literally the same issues, and then the Prelude omnibus adds more. Um, it frustrates me that they didn't think it through. Typical publisher just trying to make their buck. It just kind of bugs me. So this irks me, and I was the duped fool in this, and hopefully you're not. So let me know if you've had this issue with omnis in the past or collected editions. I know I've been frustrated by, DC not putting the issues on the back of their trades and their paperbacks a lot of times, and getting duped and feeling like, wait, I've already read this. Have I bought this already? So I guess maybe it's just a publisher thing that we need to get used to, but hopefully this gives us a little more information to build off of. Uh, Thank you for coming and hitting the like button and leaving me a comment and sharing in my misery. I have a lot of channel members I want to appreciate and say thank you to, people who've made this possible, and you can definitely join them and be a member on our channel. I appreciate it. I try to drop a couple of edited videos a week, a couple of live streams a week, being in and around other channels, and a bunch of shorts to have a few laughs and share what I've been reading. So if this is all good fun for you, then subscribe up and hit the join button, and I'll hopefully have a little better information for you next time.